All right, welcome everybody for another Tuesday game event here in the Acti platform. We are super excited for you guys to be here. We have, I think, all three of us been feeling like this is going to be the fun activity of today, and I hope that we can make it your fun activity of the day too. We're at least going to do our best. Anyway, welcome to the Acti game event of this week, where we are looking at how to empower new managers to lead teams through change. And I will be your host of the day. And when you are checking in, if you could just in your comment maybe write, "Hi, I'm joining from here," or "I'm joining because." Then that would be really nice. Then we have a little bit of an idea who we're seeing out there and who's listening in. Anyway, enough about me and this very pretty first slide, because the real interesting people here today are Amund and Thor. And Thor is one of our own here at Acti. He's the head of the Nordics, and he will get a chance to tell a little bit about himself in a minute. But first, our expert guest today is Amund here from Agenda Kaupang, and we're really, really happy that you're here and want to help us understand this leadership development part of the game. Would you like to introduce yourself quickly, Amund?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Ida. Yeah, as you said, my name is Ame Breda, and I work in a Norwegian consultancy called Agenda Kaupang, which is an employee-owned consultancy, and we work with public sector mainly, management, governance, finance, organizational development, digitalization, and change management, which is the focus of the day. And I'm an advisor there, and I've been working with Acti Change for a couple of years now, and I find it really, really good for engaging in projects with change. So, yeah.
All right, thank you, Amund. I'm going to pick your brain a little bit later when we get going with the game about what the engagement part actually does in the training and how that is helpful. But Thor, do you also want to quickly introduce yourself? Then I think all of the players have been set.
Yes, of course. I'm head of Nordics and have the pleasure of working with Amund. I think it's a good idea to pick his brain. He knows a thing or many about leadership and change. And so, yeah, I am responsible for all of our clients in the Nordics. I think that's all you need to know about me. I previously also been a manager, so the topic is very exciting today.
All right. And what you guys may not know yet is that today's game will be a competition between Amund and Thor, so one kind of leadership expert between another, to see who will get the most points and most people on board our boat when we're playing. But we will get to that.
Exciting.
All right. So quickly about the agenda of today, so you have an idea about what's happening, is that we are going to spend maybe 2 or 3 minutes explaining a little bit about Acti, and then another 2 or 3 minutes talking about the game that you guys will be playing and also the game that Amund and Thor will be competing in. And whilst they are playing up here on the screen, you will be able to play online locally, so you also can compete. And we will keep track on your high scores too. So if you beat both these guys, then we will definitely want to keep track on that. Anyway, whilst these guys are playing, we're going to talk a little bit about the questions, about the game, about how you can facilitate it, and how you can transfer the learnings into real life. So stay tuned for that. And if we have time for it, we're going to open up for some Q&A. But let's just get moving, because time always flies when we're having these events. So this is our CEO's absolute favorite slide. I don't think he has ever had a presentation where he has not used this. And Thor would like to do the honors now that he's not here to
Yes,
explain.
I will. We are very proud of these numbers. We have Acti has been online for 15 years, helping making learning development more fun, more engaging, and that has accelerated into plus 150 games and simulations. within these games, they're all built on different theories and methods. And today we actually have 2,500 certified worldwide. And talking about worldwide, it's so nice to see everybody checking in from Ethiopia, Burundi, Washington. So welcome everyone. Please share if you are somewhere else as well. So yeah, huge company.
It's going to be very interesting to see. Maybe there is like a cultural thing here in the points, how we make which choices when we're having such a international group playing today. That's going to be quite cool to take a look at. Anyways, that's enough time on that. So, as Tor mentioned, we have a lot of games. We have a lot of theories and methodologies that you can put into these games. And that, of course, also means that we are addressing an enormous amount of pains out there in the market. And when that being said, I feel the need to clarify, because of course you cannot separate many of these pains. It's not like, okay, we play a game about leadership development and then we are only looking at leadership development, because all of these pains are somehow connected in one way or the other. But it could still be that, one game has one main focus. And I'm very tempted to ask you, Amund, do you have a favorite pain? It's a strange question, but it makes sense, I think.
Yeah, it does make sense, and it's definitely used a lot in the consulting lingo. Pains. So, well, culture is always a tough one, a tough pain. Changing the culture in an organization and making people working in a new way. So that's definitely a pain. Yeah.
And is that the one you also work the most with? Like, of course, you do leadership and change, but is culture the main?
It's culture and it's technology implementation. So that's also a favorite pain, like when you have to adapt a new system and how to make it use and how to get people on board to like it and how to reap the benefits from it.
And and your object is covering more areas always, right, Amund? From culture to IT.
Absolutely, quite broad. So I worked a lot with IT platforms earlier. Now I'm working more with culture and culture change, and also implementation of healthcare technology is something new we're working on in Agenda Kaupang now. We're just premiering our brand new game on that next week.
And you were saying just before we started here that is also, IT implementation of some people that really do not like IT.
Yeah, it has to do with IT and IT devices, and it has to do with healthcare and the different types of employees you have there. So you will, get into the domain of maybe some culture crash. Older employees, younger employees, different mindsets on how to work with healthcare. Is technology a threat or is it good? All these situations,
it sounds like a super complex case, at least.
We brought in a lot of
elements.
Yeah, we brought in Oddcard and Kotter and Goldman and Rick Mauer's Resistance. So it has quite a heavy theoretical platform.
All right.
Mixing up all these things, but it's very exciting as well.
It's so cool you built your very own ACT games and use them. It's so nice.
Yeah, just built it from scratch. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's really cool. Not even using the new AI tools out there to kind of help you along, just doing it yourself.
Well, I mean, I have asked Mr. ChatGPT a little bit back and forth, especially regarding the moves of the characters and depending on the distinction and the traits and how the characters are built up, what kind of movements they should make, and to get this. That's really one of the hardest parts to get that correct.
Yeah.
But also all these choices that you have to develop. linked with the theory of change management and linked with the theory of the dilemmas in healthcare.
Yeah.
It's kind of a complex matter, but I think
Yeah.
we're getting the hang of it.
Really cool. I think we will maybe ask you a few more examples of this later as we move on to the theories, because some of the theories you mentioned are the same as in this game. So that will be fun to take a look at.
Yeah.
All right, so the game today we're going to dive into is called The New Leader, and it's about this trainee who actually becomes a manager and all of a sudden has to, as a completely new leader, lead a team. And it's really about different dilemmas that occur in those situations. And the focus point here in this game is actually, okay, so it's a new leader, someone who hasn't tried to lead before, that has this task now. So someone who doesn't really have any experience to kind of base their understanding on. Last week we played a game which was actually very, very similar to this game, but where it was a experienced leader. And it's going to be quite fun to, if you've been to both events, I think it will be very fun to kind of see the differences in being a new leader and an experienced leader, depending on how the scenarios turn out. So that's something, a double bonus if you were here last week. And basically, as I mentioned, you have this role as a new leader, and you have two main goals that you need to kind of take care of. And the first one is that you need to mark yourself as a leader. And the other one is that you have to kind of create some results. You have to get this company moving in the right direction as well. And
That seems so easy.
so easy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and you were talking about this, like the balance of culture and results. Like that's not complex at all, right?
No, not at all, not at all. And how do you balance leadership and management?
Already there.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be very fun. And there's three theories in this game, and the most important one, I think, is the 6 leadership styles of Daniel Goleman. And I'm not going to explain you the theories. You can always read that or read it on my PowerPoint here. But basically, each option you choose will be based on one of these leadership styles, meaning that we can sort of track which leadership type you are more prone to use than others. And at the same time, we also have this sort of deeper layer to Daniel Goleman's theory, which is the underlying competences from emotional intelligence, which is basically the competencies you're using in the different leadership styles. But we will not dig too deeply into the theories. You just need to know that they are there. All right, so the link is going to be sent in the chat now for you guys to play. And Tor and Amund, if I could get you guys to read the introduction and make your first choice, then
Yes.
I'm going to, up here, show you guys how you get in. So once the link is sent, it should be there any second now in the chat. What you do is you simply click it if you're on the computer, and if you are on your phone, you have to use the session ID. But there is a very clear description coming for you guys. But meanwhile, I will just quickly show you how easy it is to get in. So you click the link and you add a guest name. And what you can do is you can choose your occupation, your level. It doesn't really make super much sense here in the game event, but it's really cool, and I'll show you when we get to the facilitation view. And here you arrive to the game page. So you simply follow the play game button, and you get to an introduction of the platform. Now, you don't need to go through the introduction unless you really want to, because I'm going to quickly show you up here how you can use the game board. So, just remove this. This is the barometer game board here at Acti, and I think you can understand because we have a barometer there, right? And obviously the red part is not so good, the green part is great. The arrow here, or the thermometer, what you want to call it, the pin, is indicating where you are here. Are you in the red zone, the yellow zone, or the green zone? And this is depending on your scores down here, both of your results. Are you moving results in the right direction? But also, are you being perceived as a leader? Are you being a good person in that position? Are you taking care of your people and the culture? And it might seem easy, but these two more or less are always working against one another, in my opinion. Maybe you guys have a different opinion to talk about in a minute. And on top of that, you have your stakeholders, these little people up here, and you can actually click in on them and get information on them after each chapter so that you can respond in the next chapter depending on how your team is doing. And even more details you get here. If you click into just one, you can see where they are at. All right. So the game board, you click continue to move on. And here you have your chapters or your options. I suggest you read them thoroughly because you will make better choices, but this is how you do. I chose a random one. So don't ask me why I chose it. And here we go. I hope that makes sense, and I hope everybody got in. If you have any problem clicking the link or with the session ID, please message in the chat, and our colleague will help you. All right, good luck. So, moving back to the real sport. All right, so I am just looking for you guys. You are there?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am. I should be in there as well. Yeah, even have a picture.
You're the top one, right? With the picture?
Yeah, that's
perfect.
Me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I am going to make you red, just because
Mhm.
then it's a little easier to track.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first chapter is basically this initial meeting with the team where you have to make an introduction, and nobody has told you how to do this. You just kind of have to figure out how am I going to get this started.
Yeah.
And it looks like Tor, you made a choice.
I haven't yet.
All right, that's why you're so behind.
Yes, I just made a choice now.
All
Okay,
right.
so I think I'm gonna make my choice
Ooh.
now as well. I haven't made it yet. I read through. Let's see.
All right. So, Tor, do you want to take us through your choice? Why did you choose
Yes.
development?
Yeah, so I actually tried to get promoted in an existing team years back. That's the most difficult task you can ever get, if you ask me, to get promoted in your own team. And you have to actually now coach and motivate and lead the team that was your colleagues yesterday. So I did some mistakes back then. In this case, I chose development because I think it's very important to actually show that there's a gap between the employees and me. I know it's the right answer now, but again, this game is very interesting because I could easily have chosen 3 others. But
Then what was the defining indicator that made you choose this one then?
it was actually all the mistakes I made back then, trying to get into a friendly zone, trying to do it together. I think I actually damaged more than I created because I was still their buddy. It was actually tough for me back then to create the distance, and then also trying to, like you said, Amund, differentiate management and leadership. So that's actually why I chose this one. So trying to focus on the long-term project and trying to create a gap. Yeah, that's why.
All right. Just before moving on to your choice, Armand, actually, because now we've mentioned at least twice this differentiation, sorry, between leadership and management. Is that something that you are seeing out there in the real world that is difficult? Like for the real leaders in the world, like this differentiation about when am I being managing, when am I being a leader, and what does it really entail to be the one or the other?
Yeah, you're asking me, Ida?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah. No, I see this all the time. You know, you have this balance, especially here in the Nordic model. I think maybe it's a bit different here than maybe from South America and continental Europe. We have a much more including way of management up here. So you really have like a gas and a brake where management will get the project moving forward, and leadership will get the people with you, because you take time to talk about them and use the change management and getting everybody on board. But again, if you spend too much time on that, you're not going to achieve your goals. So it's sort of a tough mix there.
So it's also some kind of pretty tough balancing act.
Yeah, definitely, because you want to push forward and reach your goals, but you do not want to lose your employees or get your employees against you in the project or in the organizational change or in whatever you're trying to achieve.
And I'm gonna sorry, Tua, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a follow-up question, because a lot of people is also checking in from Nigeria, and people are working with change management in the comment section. So, and they want to see the value of actually playing. Now you have some paints out there, and you created your own games. So what is the value of talking leadership? What did you get out of creating your own game and using gamification? I know it's a big question.
It's a big question. I'll try to break it down. Definitely, it's this new game we created. It's for middle managers mostly, managers and middle managers. And one thing is that they get a common language and a common understanding of what change is, and putting the words and getting the right lingos on what this is and how they can relate to this from theory. The game we made with 3 chapters. In every chapter, the main focus, the top focus, is management versus leadership. It reflects in all the choices. So in each chapter, we have 9 leadership choices and then 9 management choices. And in the start of the game, we don't really explain the difference. As we get to chapter 2, we start bringing in the theory of Kotter, management versus leadership, and they say, aha, okay, so like one is pushing the gas, but one is pushing the brake and getting the people with you. So we think that's super important to have a common understanding of that.
Okay. Because us 3, I'm thinking we all know that there is a difference between being management and leadership, but I'm thinking a lot of people tuning in might not. So I think it's a very important differentiation to bring around.
And for example, you play the cycle game, and a very easy explanation is that management will push the boat ahead and take you towards a goal quicker, but you do need leadership to get the people in a less resistant level and get them into Mauer's smallest resistance level, so they can get in the boat. So you need both. One of them will push the boat, one of them will move the people, but you need this mix, and it's super tough.
That makes so much
I'm
sense.
assuming there's no cheat, like you need to do 60% leadership and 40% management, and then everything is fine.
It always depends on context and culture.
Yeah, so it's not like it's getting simpler doing what you do, Amund.
No,
It's
not
only
at all.
getting more complicated the more I ask.
Absolutely, and it's a different ball game in the public sector than in the private sector too. So that's also something that you just have to be aware of too. It's a little bit different.
What is the biggest difference you're seeing there, private versus public sector?
Good
Well,
question.
yeah, how can I explain that? I guess in the public sector, you can't push change that hard, that fast. You know, you
Okay.
have to have more process, involve more people, and that's also reflected in the game we make.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's really a matter of speed as well. Like there's so
yeah,
many
yeah,
processes that
absolutely.
must be passed through before you can sort of move on.
Yeah,
Makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah, changes have to go through layers and they have to be accepted in more layers. And yeah,
All right. So moving back to the game. Now I want to see your choice, Amund. Oh,
Yeah, I think
oh,
it's the right one. Try to
you.
update data. He answered after me, so maybe it was the right
Oh,
one.
sorry, wrong button. And then I just find you. Here we go.
Oh,
So this is your choice, Amund. I didn't click you on yet, Tor.
yeah,
And we are actually looking like we're moving very much into the yellow, all in line. What choice did you make?
well, my choice was a new direction.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I don't know. I scored 34. I don't know if it's good, but guess it's all right. Hopefully.
I would say
why
it's
did you
quite
choose
all right.
this one?
Sorry.
How come you chose this one?
Yeah. Why did I choose that one? Because I think it's important that that my whole team or the whole organizations know the new direction we're going in. So I want to include them in the new direction.
So this is more of like a visionary way of moving on. I would want
It's a
to say.
visionary. It's. I think it's about getting everybody in the same boat and being a bit visionary. See, this is where we are, and trying to show which way we are going and get a common understanding of it.
Yeah,
I think that was important to do that in the start.
definitely. And if I just click on Tor again here.
It's not only because of the score, but that was my second. So that should give something.
That is the choice you would have chosen second
Yeah, of course.
if you
Yeah, of
hadn't
course.
chosen
Now it
the
would.
one that you did.
Now it would.
Yeah.
Great,
No, but I
Tor.
think it's important that we try to get a common understanding of where we are and where we should go before just running ahead. That we spend some time on that. And
For sure.
yeah.
All right. I am ready for us to move on to the next chapter if you guys are. So the next one is sort of 2 months later. So it's not like you've been there for a long time still. It's still new people, new role, new kind of responsibilities you have to navigate within at the same time as having to kind of chase some results and kind of fix some of the errors that are in the culture and in the processes, because the previous leader was not doing a particularly good job. So in this next chapter, it's 2 months later, and the leadership, your bosses, the leadership is kind of putting even more pressure on you to create better results. So that is the dilemma you kind of have to think about. And you guys just take your time, make your choices.
Yeah.
All right. Move down. Why can I not click number 2?
Because I have not chosen the number 2 yet.
Ah.
Okay, now I will do my very best, and I got 34 points. I hope it's enough to beat Amund.
Wow, that's a strong move there, Tor.
I need some points. I was behind.
Need some points, yeah. Let's see.
I will not show you Tor's choice just yet, just in
No.
case. All right. You are still making your choice,
Well,
right?
I'm making my choice now.
All right. And what am I seeing? You can see here.
Okay, so I just made my choice.
All right. Okay, so you guys are actually very close together now.
Yes.
In the yellow.
Ah,
In the yellow is not a bad place to be, and it looks like on our goals here that Tor, you're a little bit behind on the results, but actually also in being perceived as a leader.
yes, I can see that.
But you are ahead in the general barometer, so that's a little bit interesting.
Yeah, I actually chose this time to create some meaning, because before I kind of distanced myself while working together, where Umund had like maybe a focus towards leadership, getting everyone together, which makes sense because you're a new leader and everything needs to like go in a specific order. But this time I created meaning. So hopefully, and it gave me a 34 plus.
Not too shabby. All right, and then Amund, I'm clicking in on you here as well.
Yeah, so I made the same choice as Tor, create meaning. So I guess we think
You're in
alike.
agreement about that at least.
Yeah.
And while you're playing a game like this, it's when you are taking the choices, right, Amund, you actually discuss what is leadership. Why did you choose as you did? Can you have a discussion, two people in a group that's actually having the same option chosen, or how would you actually facilitate this?
So if they chose the same, if they both made the same choice in a group,
would you then just say you agree, or how would you like create some value in the group talking about leadership? Is there something you can do when you facilitate?
yeah, you definitely can do it. Normally we play with 5 people in each group, and we have 3 or 4 groups at the same time standing around the physical floorboard and discuss these results.
So you have 3 floorboards?
No, actually, we have one floorboard with 5 boats on each floorboard.
All right.
And there can be normally like to have up to 4 players in each group, which represents each boat.
Ah, that's really cool.
Yeah, when we are extremely large groups, we will have 4 floorboards once we had 25 groups. But normally we have the floorboard with 5 boats, and each boat represents a group of 4 people. Make the choices. But back to your question, Tor, how we after each chapter we gather around the floorboard and we discuss the movements and why are some showing more resistance? Did you make a leadership choice or did you make a management choice? And then we sort of try to relate it to some examples they have from their own organization. I don't know if this
yeah, it does.
So question, really.
It actually does. So you discuss it in the groups, and then you sum it up after each chapter. Why did you choose this one? You had focus on leadership, so you ask them questions.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody gathers around, and then we ask in the group with everybody standing around the physical board. you know,
Okay.
20
Yes, makes
people,
sense.
and we get a group discussion going there. What surprised you about these movements? What did not surprise you? Did you make mainly leadership choices or management choices?
But
And
the
we try-
value is in the discussion of it
the
afterwards.
value is really in the discussion. I mean,
Makes so much sense.
the value is really in the discussion and facilitating the discussions, and they can talk across, different units in the company or in the organization, how it is for them. So that's really a big value added we have there.
And now you've said you've both done private and public. Now you're working with the public sector. Do you think it's going to be very much the same, like the same way of doing it with the floorboard and the discussions after each chapter? Or do you think you will tweak that?
No, I think the process and the mechanics of it will be just the same, but you will have to adapt the story a little bit, and definitely the lingo is very important. You don't want to have too
so
much.
they need to be more. It needs to feel more
It
like
needs to be tailored
their
to public because you're not talking about sales process and leads and things like that. You're using different wordings and different lingo, so you have to tailor it. But the mechanics of playing like a change circle board is the same.
It's the same. All right.
But you have to tailor it a little bit. So I chose create meaning like tool, and I want to show my enthusiasm and inspire the employees, and also explaining to them why they are under pressure. So sort of leaning in and understanding the world, but I want to go ahead, and just promote the change, pull up the sleeves of my arm and go forward as a positive example, and hopefully they will try to follow.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, both of you are at least in the yellow part now, meaning progress.
Yes.
All right, so if you want, you are now allowed to move on to chapter 3, and chapter 3 is about there is still like a declining in the productivity, so we're still not reaching the results as we wished. So again, even more pressure on the team and you as a leader. But on top of that, there's one of your colleagues, Kim. I'm gonna find him in a minute so we can see his barometers. And he's basically bad-mouthing the leadership. So how are you dealing with a stakeholder, in this case Kim, who is walking around in the office and loudly talking about how he's not appreciating the way that things are being done and the pressure and the company and so on? So, not the greatest culture ambassador, at least, right, Amon?
Yeah, no, it's we need to turn them around.
Yeah, and what actually, like, just if I can, before you disturb you, before you make your option, like just one person, is that really enough to sort of destroy the whole team? One guy being against it?
Well, yes and no. If he's very influential in a group, he can make a lot of damage. It depends on the traction he has in the organization. So sometimes in the game that we created, there's one or two people always showing a lot of resistance and staying back, and then you get into these discussions. Do we need to really focus on getting them aboard, or can we actually let them slack a bit behind to make the big group move ahead?
Yeah, okay. So there are sort of a few different strategies you can approach in order to deal with one of these people.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, you guys dive into your choices, and I'm very excited to see if Kim ruins it for everybody. All right, I am going to just find Kim here up on the screen, because then we can actually look into his individual barometers here. And he is really not a happy guy. Everything apart from rewards is below 50, which is not a great sign. I feel like the red and the orange colors are also indicating something here. He is not particularly pleased.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna find Tor again here. And while you guys make your choice, just take your time. So I'm going to just unclick you for a second, and out of curiosity, I'm gonna look at all of our other cool players' scores here. So Pia is doing very well.
Yeah, we have a lot of players also playing from a lot of countries, East Africa as well. I saw previously Nigeria, Kenya. Yeah, it's all over the world. People have been checking in from. Very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna really enjoy after this, like sort of looking into, okay, the cultures and the choices. How is this? Is there some kind of segmentation we can do, or I'm gonna be nerdy.
Yeah.
All right. So back to you guys. Have you made your choice?
Yeah.
I
All
did as
right.
well.
I did.
Well, Ahmed, I have you ready up here already, so I'm gonna start with you this round.
Yeah.
What did you choose?
Well, I chose a larger context. I'm not gonna attack him, but try to understand. Try to make some dialogue and understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
To engage in dialogue and try to figure out what is the root cause, the underlying mechanisms of this resistance towards me.
Yeah.
And then also I try to bring him in a little bit on my plans, because it can also have to do with a lack of information and that you don't feel connected with the change that's going on.
Okay, so you try to kind of make him feel included.
Yeah, make him feel included. And that's with the first choice, a larger context, where I tried to go into dialogue. And then I chose a larger context as the second choice.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, a companionship as the second choice.
Yeah.
Trying to be a good colleague and, explaining to him what it means that he's on board. It's sort of a visionary style, but just trying to, it's part of like a resistance management. So I try to, get him closer, and so he can have a understanding of where we're going, and to feel more included in the change we're going through.
That makes sense. I'm just thinking, now I've not been a leader and don't have the training and experience in that sector, but if I was a leader and someone was, talking negatively about me personally or the work that I was doing, I think I would have a very difficult time showing companionship to this person. Is that do all leaders just know that you should be kind always, or am I a bad person? Or
No, you could be firm, and I guess in the US you'll be fired for this.
Right, yeah. Okay, so that's
but
the culture
again,
thing.
this is the Nordic model, and maybe I'm pushing it too far with trying to be too friendly with this guy who doesn't like me. But I think I think it's important to talk to him and clear the air. So that's
Yeah.
a larger context. And
Yeah.
I guess, I was thinking that, and that worked out. So we cleared the air, we're fine. And then my strategy would be to try to, change my biggest opponent into a colleague.
Yeah, so it's actually also important the order you chose them, that
Yeah,
the
yeah,
larger context
absolutely.
should definitely come before the companionship.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. It has to be in that order. And it's like in any business, if you flip an unhappy customer, it can be your best ambassador.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so that was basically your goal for Kim.
Yeah.
All right, and Tor, let's find out where you're at. Here we go. Oh, still ahead, but still behind on the bars.
Yes, so the 2 goals, I'm behind Amund.
And
But
what
I
did you choose?
a larger context of the same
Mhm.
matter. I would also trying to unarm the person, trying to create some kind of visionary style of leadership. And I didn't want to show up too shallow or to talk about a bigger meaning, but I was trying to like inspire Kim and also trying to set up a direction. That's
Yeah.
why
All right.
that one.
Well, makes sense.
And then
Yeah.
I also chose the what can you see, and that was more of a democratic style because before I was to act, I want to understand where do you come from, what have you experienced, and then it's easier for me to encounter counter action on the behavior of Kim. So it's very democratic way of doing leadership.
Yeah, it is. It's very Nordic, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
also very Nordic. Are you both from the Nordics?
We go from the Nordics,
it
and I guess here you would find some variety with our friends from around the world who maybe handle this a bit different.
Definitely.
yes, and we are having a situation with Kim, but I think Amund and I are also thinking about this situation is about Kim, but again, it depends on how we act. It will reflect on the whole department.
Yeah,
So it's not only a Kim issue; it's the whole department.
yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay. I would love to stay and ponder here for a while, but I can just tell that time is just really chasing us down. So if you could please move on to the chapter 4 and make your choices there. The next chapter is actually 8 months later. So 4 more months have passed. I think the previous was chapter 4. And there is now going to be a system implementation. Yay! On top of you running through all of these new these better results that you have to create, and you have to be a leader, and you have to make your team support you and the change and the whole process. Now you also have to prepare them for a new system implementation. And I'm just gonna throw it out there. They are not happy about that. They are not excited.
Yeah.
So this is really a job for our role.
Yeah. Let's see.
While you make your choice, I'm going to go to Amund here, and I'm going to actually see if I can find Kim. Here we go. And you got a whole green bar on Kim. You did something right, Amund.
Yeah, I guess I flipped him.
Yeah, you did. All right. Find Tor as well. Oh wow, Kim is really happy with you, Tor.
Yes.
Yeah, I see. Oh.
But he is basically not. His responsibility is way down. Sorry, I'm distracting you when you should be making big, important decisions?
Oh,
No, it's okay. I already picked one.
You did it?
Yeah.
yeah, me too.
All right. So, here we go again. Why am I having such a difficult time finding you, Ahmed? There you go.
Yeah, it looked like I had a few profiles there actually, because I tried it earlier today just to test, but I think it's the correct one you have on top there
I
now.
think it's the right one now, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Ahmed, you chose to get started immediately?
Yeah, I chose to get started immediately. Let's just get onto it
Hmm.
because this is happening, and we just have to embrace for it. But it's how we do it, you know. So I like methodology and process. So start with these meetings and give clarity
Hmm.
about where we're going.
All right.
Um, but also make it clear like what I expect from them going into these new challenges we're gonna be heading towards now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the process of what's to come in the future and giving some expectations of
What's to come?
what's to come and
Yeah.
what's to expect from my employees.
All right. And Tor, you chose what possibilities exist.
Yes. I thought it was so nice
You,
and this and dreaming kind of choice.
you decided
So
to talk to every employee individually. You must have so much time in your workday.
yeah, I do. I mean, it's so important for me that everyone actually gets a piece of the leader, manager. Now
Yeah.
I actually right, Amund?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Everybody wants some of your time to it, and you're just very nice sharing that with everyone. And hope you don't get too far behind on your other tasks and your other priorities.
See, that's why I love about this, Amund. Then we would actually have a discussion about, do we have time? Do we not have the time? Should we prioritize having the meetings? Or can we actually do it in another way as a group? I already learned a lot from you talking about leadership, what you would do. Um, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so you can solve it with a process which is very transparent, or you can talk to every single one. I mean, there's no black and white, I guess, in how to solve this.
No.
I
But
agree.
Which doesn't make it easier. If it was black and white, how nice would that be? Just following, this is what you do. Check, 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 check.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Then I
yeah.
don't think you would have a job, Amund.
No, that's true.
All right, guys, we have 6 more minutes, and I would love for us to reach the last question, which is the next question, because that question is basically you yourself having to figure out your work-life balance. Like there is maybe you've been talking to your employees individually a little bit too much, and at least the wife at home or the family at home is getting kind of tired or fed up with the fact that you're not really here when you're here and you're always exhausted. And yeah, so basically you have to figure out how you need to lead yourself in this last chapter, because your choice will also make your team look up to you, or inspire them to do something like that.
Mhm.
So please read through the options.
I already did and already answered. It's funny
Okay.
playing the game. I made so many wrong decisions back then and throughout the jobs. And I can say, as a middle manager, you always get like pushed from every side, ups,
Yeah.
downs, and the sides. It's some of the toughest jobs in the world because you have to deliver to so many people at so
Mhm.
many levels.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
chose role models. I should have known that back then. I should have a mentor. I should be mentored by someone. So how it's like a life hack or speed hack. How can I, with this problem I have right now, yeah, get some inspiration from someone who have done it previously and for many more years than me.
Mm. And I think if I remember correctly, there was another choice that was almost the same as this one, Tor.
Yeah,
Um,
because I chose
did you choose
almost
that
the
one?
same, but I think
Oh.
your choice tool was about finding literature. Was it about it? Not a mentor, or
Yeah,
was there some
it's
nuance there?
it was actually trying
Yeah,
to find role models.
role models, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Role models.
Where,
Yeah, I chose what possibilities exist. So I tried to,
yeah.
find a mentor who could give me new tools to handle this work-life balance.
Okay, so that's the difference between these two, is that's why yours is more like a desk research kind of
I think
choice,
yours
and
was more
Armand,
like
you're
a
more actively seeking a guide.
yeah.
Yeah, I contact a leader I know and ask if he or she can be my mentor and providing
Yeah,
some insights and some tools, some leadership tools.
yeah. And mine is more broad. It's reaching out to people, reaching out to models,
Yeah.
doing my own kind of. That's how I read it. Big research
Mm.
of
Yeah.
how I could do it in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but both of you basically knew that you needed to find some help somewhere.
Did
And
Amon
acted
get
that way.
195 points? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I mean, like you look like you're ahead, Tor. You really, really do. But I'm
But then I
sorry,
came
you
up
just
at the end.
didn't win.
195 points. Is that the best of all?
I think that's probably one of the highest scores we have
Wow,
seen
really?
in this game.
I know we call our guests for experts, but they don't usually beat all of them, do they?
I mean, one person has to be the first, I guess, and I think that we really need to listen to this one now then.
Wow.
And
Congratulations,
and
Amon.
Well, thank you. That was
I
a
think
didn't
that's
see.
impressive.
Oh, that was
All
really
right. So this is we have 2 more minutes left, and I have, I don't know, probably 28 questions here in front of me that I did not manage to ask you, Armand, but I managed to ask you all other kinds of questions, and I'm super happy for all of the input that you've given so far. But
Yeah.
if you have now 30 seconds, then I would love if you could tell me, why are you even using games? Why not just use a PowerPoint and tell people this is...
Oh yeah. That's using a game is a whole different ball game. It creates so much engagement, enthusiasm. It promotes people talking together from different units. When we mix them up playing a game, so it's
Yeah.
these silos. It's efficient for breaking them down and getting engagement and getting an understanding of what can happen in the change we are coming into, because these games we normally play before the big change comes. But it's really all about people are happy with it. They get engaged and
They
they
don't
get.
sit and fall asleep.
Sorry?
I'm just saying they don't sit and fall asleep listening to some man
No.
talking for 3 hours straight.
No, it really gives a lot of traction. So it's definitely worth it if you can engage a group in an FT game.
All right, thank you. Okay, we have 40 seconds left, so that's unfortunately the last question we're going to have time for. But if you go to our LinkedIn page, we have more events lined up, and actually Armand is joining us for another game in a few weeks, and that's going to be even more fun now that we've had this prequel. I think Tor will probably practice that game many times.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for inviting me. Look forward to seeing you again.
And thank you so much for joining up and sharing your expertise. It's really valued here at Acti.
Thanks for sharing and beating me, Amund. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that felt good. This is a great, good afternoon turned great. No, joking too.
That was the mission.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Have a great
All right.
evening, and thank you for tuning in, everybody who's out there. See you next Tuesday.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Amund.